sold more records than any other duo in music history. Daryl Hall and John Oates have performed together for 50 years. Members of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame, their distinctive blend of soul and pop sounds made them superstars. John Oates has written a fascinating book called Change of Seasons about his life in the music business and more. He's here to talk about that and the duo's big concert that's coming up tomorrow night at Bridgestone Arena. It's so great to have you with us.
Thanks, Meryl. It was great to be here.
We had a lot of fun on a Facebook Live a few minutes ago.
We got into some deep stuff.
We tell lots of stories from the book, so I hope you'll go to our Facebook page and check that out a little bit later. But right now, you guys are on tour.
This is a fantastic tour. We've got together with Tears for Fears, who I'm a big fan of them, and they're great. And we have this cool guy named Alan Stone who opens the show and does a few acoustic songs. And it's just been a really great musical evening. We've been, I think we're about 7 or 8 shows into the tour. It goes all summer into the fall, and really thrilled to be back in Nashville. We're playing Bridgestone. It's the first time we're playing Bridgestone, so it's going to be fun. I've got a big guest list tonight. Let me just put it that way.
I bet you do.
Yeah. So if you can't get tickets, it's because I've got too many guests, I think.
Well, actually, you've got an opportunity to win tickets in a minute.
Perfect.
So stay tuned for that. There's so many great stories in this book. I enjoyed reading it so much. One that we didn't talk about in the Facebook Live was the story about the mustache.
The mustache. Well, you know, sure, I had a mustache, and it became this iconic symbol of the 70s and the 80s for me. The mustache has its own Facebook page, just so you know.
Can you believe it?
But at a certain point in my life, it kind of coincided with something that happened to me in the late 80s, a kind of a change in my life and some struggles and things that I had to overcome. And the mustache, in a way, symbolized that.
Yeah.
And so in a Tokyo hotel room one night after we did a tribute to John Lennon, I shaved it off and showed up at the airport the next day, and my life changed after that.
Yeah.
In a weird way. It was symbolic, but it was real.
Yeah, yeah, and that just explains, you know, a bit of a big change that you went through.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough time.
No, we don't have enough time for that.
It's in the book.
It's
folks,
all in the book. Yeah, for sure. When you guys come out and perform, you've got 2 generations of people who are loving your music because you're just as hot now as you were then.
Maybe even more. You know, it's funny, when Daryl and I first started, back in the early 70s, when we were playing coffee houses and art galleries, we'd play, and even though there were only maybe 15 or 20 people in the audience, they were older people. I mean, we were in our early 20s, and people, you know, there were people in their 50s, and they were young people. And we thought that was unusual even back then, and now the exact same thing has happened. Our music spans generations. And there's something about the music and the songs themselves that resonate with people of all ages. And now a new generation of fans have really latched onto us and have spread the word through social media. And Daryl's great TV show, Live from Daryl's House, has had a big effect on that. So it's been great.
When you look at the songs that you've written over the years, I mean, it's such a great body of work.
It is.
Is there one that stands out as a favorite to you?
Oh, well, that's the tough one.
Yeah.
I won't go there. I always say She's Gone, only because it's a song that we wrote in the early 70s. We still play it every night. I even play it when I do a solo show. It seems to have this timeless quality, and it's the song that really put us on the map, put us on the world's radar, so to speak. And it just sounds as good today as it did the day it was written.
And it's all because a girl stood you up on New Year's Eve.
Best thing that ever happened to me.
Right?
Yes.
You live here in Nashville now,
yes.
and you're getting back to your roots.
I am. The Nashville experience for me, it started back in the 90s. When Daryl and I weren't doing a lot, I came to Nashville and began to write songs, began to make friends, and little by little began to get you know, familiar with the community and the town itself. And we lived in Colorado, and when our son got a little bit older and left home, my wife and I decided to come here more often. We got a condo downtown at first, and little by little, just all of a sudden we just realized, hey, we live here. And we bought a house recently, and now we're here full time, and it couldn't be better. It's funny, I think my experience with Nashville has kind of coincided with the way the city has just exploded, because we moved here right at the flood. So we saw this kind of amazing transition happen. So it's an exciting place to be, and a great, wonderful music community. I just love it.
Well, and they love you too. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you.
This book, Change of Seasons, is a great read. It is available now, and if you hurry, you can still get tickets for tomorrow night's concert. They're at all Ticketmaster outlets. Right